Hello everyone, I'm Captain the Warlord, and welcome back to another Rome 2 online siege battle. And today we have a 3v3 siege at Lutfurdum. This is a really good battle. I think you guys will definitely like this one. It is it's practice for the Coliseum tournament. On the defense, we have Veni Vidi Vici, and on the attack, we have a mixture of some admins and some players. But admins won't normally be playing in the tournament. They're just getting some practice in for Veni Vidi Vici team. And there are some really good players, and I'm guaranteeing that this is going to be a really good battle for you guys. We'll get into the army comps here. This was saved and sent by a Boei, who was being commanded by Flix. He's gonna be he's gonna be bringing Boei. He's gonna have, I think, 3 units. Yeah, 3 units of these Osorn, 2 units of Celtic warriors, and I think 8 units of not chosen swordsmen, sword followers. Oh no, 6 units of sword followers, and 4 units of Celtic bowmen. So a really solid army there. He went with an elite build over a quantity build, which could work out very well for him. That's definitely a good army. Going over to Carthage, we have, let me see here, Steve VGK. He's, yeah, like I said, he's going to be bringing Carthage. He has a lot of these Libyan infantry. I think it's like 5 units in total, 2 units. No, these are mercenary noble fighters. Maybe 4 units of Libyan infantry. No, 6 units of Libyan infantry in total. 3 units of these mercenary Iberian swordsmen. 2 units, no, 3 units of Cretan archers, excuse me. And a unit of Balearic slingers and a noble horse cavalry general, and for the most part, that's an Italian sword as well. Then last on the defense, we have Iceni. Iceni is going to be brought by Thanos Patrick. He's got, I think, 6 units of these chosen swordsmen. Pretty solid frontline unit. They'll be able to do a lot of damage to us. Some painted ones and Levy Freeman as well, along with a unit of Druidic nobles to increase that morale. 4 units of Britain Slingers, yeah, 4 units, including one all the way up on this hill. It looks cool, but I don't think they're actually going to be able to get much damage done because I don't believe you can actually fire from up here, but I might be wrong. And 2 units of Heroic Nobles as well, so really good armies here. They went with a lot more quality, and that could work out very well for them. That's definitely a viable option, especially on a map like this, where you have just like these really choke pointy areas, and where a quality unit could just tank a bunch of lower tier units. Going on to attack, we have Legacy commanding Arverni. He's going to be having just a front line of these Celtic warriors. I think 6 of them in total. He's also got some Levy Freeman mixed in here as well. He's got 4 units of Gallic Hunters. How much chosen sword? I can't really see all of his army. This is from the perspective of the defender, so I think some of the attacker units are hitting. But we can see 2 units of chosen swords over here, and a unit of noble horse race general. But for now, that's all we can see. We have next we have Galatia. Galatia is going to be brought by the Big Disaster. He has a lot of these Galatian swords. 5 units it seems, a unit of Levy Freeman, 3 units of Syrian archers, a unit of Celtic slingers, and just a ton of these Galatian legionaries. The rest of his army is composed of these guys, and a unit of Cappadocian Cav somewhere. Then last we have Epirus. You actually can't really see much of Epirus. I'm commanding Epirus. From what we can see now, we have 4 units of Illyrian levies here. But yeah, I think there is a little bit of a surprise. It's not really like a huge surprise, but I'll let that kind of like come out during the battle. See like how we just plan to do this, because we tried something very unique and just see if it could work. So yeah, we'll get this battle underway here. It's going to be a really good battle. It is quite some time. It's 48 minutes long, but a lot of that is this constant action. And I believe over here, does he have, oh wait, whoa, okay, yeah, he does have some guerrilla archers here, and they're gonna try to, yeah, they did burn down the Boei artillery. I'm not sure how he knew that unit was right there. Maybe when he deployed that unit initially, like there was a little bit of a glitch where he could see it, but he did manage to get some good hits on it, but he did destroy the artillery in the end before it did a lot of damage. So yeah, just moving up, the Celtic warriors gonna get up to these siege towers. We also do have a little bit of an attack going over here as well. We got some chosen, not chosen, so I don't even know why I said chosen. We have tortoises and siege towers that were guerrilla deployed here, but we're not gonna use them quite yet. That's only a delayed action because pushing in there too early would just be suicidal. And here, I think, yeah, the artillery piece did get destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but it's useless now because the crew is down to 2 members, and once it gets down to 2 members, they cannot be used. It is because of this siege tower placement over here. They got a nice angle into the side of these guys and just killed the artillery crew with the scorpions on top of that. So it's always a nice little useful tip you can do if you're attacking. If you want to deal with the defending wall already really easy, just use siege towers like this and you'll easily get rid of those guys. That's one of the main counters to wall already, just using siege towers, which is, I mean, in the end they're both free, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we'll just stick over here for now. It's just a lot of just moving up some tortoises. Celtic Warriors going to be moving up. The plan here is just kind of gain a foothold. We don't know exactly how well we're going to be able to do that, but because we can't see much of the defending army. You can see a lot of them are hidden at this point. We see these chosen sword band. I can't speak. Chosen sword band and a unit of Libyan infantry, but that's it. He's getting shot by this scorpion. No way, it's this unit. What shot them? Was it these guys right here? They were getting shot by something. They're down to 154, 153 at this point. So they're getting shot pretty good. I don't see any scorpion that would have an angle on that, so I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. So yeah, he's gonna move these guys a little bit closer to the wall. This is a little bit unfortunate. It's just one of those places where you bring up the tortoise and it just forms a little butt crack thing here. I think for next time he should just bring it a little bit over to this side, and it shouldn't do that. I think he positioned just a little bit too close to that siege tower. And immediately he's going to be going off of some archers that we cannot see, and he's just going to be going into the flanks of these Libyan infantry. So he's going to pin them down with Celtic warriors and shoot at them with in the flank with these Gallic hunters that are not visible. And he's going to be doing a lot of damage to these Libyan infantry, already down to 127. And the Celtic warriors combo, that might be enough to really kill this unit off quickly, which he is doing very, very quickly. Then once he pushes back his Libyan infantry, all he has left to deal with is some Italian swords, and then he can move up and neutralize or capture his tower, which is very, very good. If we can get a good foothold here, then that's going to really help, but the defenders are ready. They have tons and tons of men ready to just throw their lives at these choke points right here. This is going to be a really hard area to push up, as it is very defendable. Here we have some Briton slingers being moved up as well. They're getting any shots off. These guys are a bad slinger unit. I know like a lot of people kind of rip into these guys a little bit because they do cost more than like most average cheap slingers, but they do 23 damage, which is their increase. But it's not. They aren't really a bad unit by any means. They're pretty solid for their price, I guess. Let's go over to the side with Boii. Nothing happening much. Just still pushing up siege towers and not battering rams. I want to call them battering rams all the time. As you can see, Carthage is moving up his general over here. The attackers do not see that as of yet, so they won't be able to really react to that. But yeah, just this is gonna be anything a delayed attack. This isn't meant to really kill a lot of guys, because as we can see here, all of Boii's army is deployed here. So keep that in mind. He has 2 units of Oswin over here, but for the most part, his army is entirely deployed over there. Wait, I did miss something here. Wait, where is it? I can't seem to find it. There is a unit of defending cavalry. There it is. It's a unit of veteran riders. Yeah, so these guys as well. I did miss that in the armor comps. But getting back to the main fight here, he did commit some more Libyan infantry. Is he trying to get more shots in? Maybe with his Syrian archers, he won't be able to get a good arc with the slingers. But yeah, just continuing to put pressure onto this area right here, as this is a very important place for us to get a foothold. And he's got plenty of reserves in the background, ready to be moved up. Even some chosen swords being brought up as well. So starting to pull up some with a quantity. Chosen swords won't win against Libyan infantry, I don't believe, but they'll do a lot of damage. Here's some chosen sword band. Are they getting shot at? I mean, we could just put up some archers right here and shoot at the flank of these guys, but maybe just with the towers they don't really want to do that. But yeah, these guys are going to be doing some pretty good work. Chosen swordsmen and Galatian swords versus them. Chosen swordmen would definitely lose that if they're just unsupported. For the most part, they are, so nothing really going to be happening there. And yeah, just mass committing over here. Some of these Iberian swords are being thrown in as well, getting some pretty nice shots into these Galatian swords and Chosen Swordsmen. So good use there. Some Korean archers actually getting a really nice shot into the backs of these guys holding over here. So nice little kill box set up here by the defenders. Really nice job there. How many kills these guys gonna get on this volley? Yeah, only getting 4, 5. So for going into like really the direct flank of these guys, that's not terrible, but it's also not like not fantastic. You'd expect them to be doing a little bit more, but it is dropping them pretty quickly, so I guess that's good. We do have some Britain slingers firing. These guys are just going to be really annoying because for some reason we can't really get good arcs onto these guys. I think a lot of it has to do with these arrow towers right here. It kind of blocks the line of sight of these archers, so they can't really shoot into these slingers down here, and it really does become quite an issue as the battle goes on. Over here, still not a whole lot going on. These Illyrian levies are killed off. They didn't really get anything done. I think they got, like, what did they get? 10 kills. Yeah, didn't really do a whole lot. Just gonna fall back with the Illyrian levies into the tree line because there's no point in pushing in here as of yet because he has a pretty nice kill box. Gonna wait for him to try to send some support over to this flank because we need to start pushing in over here in order to start pushing it over there. That's really the main goal. But here, just the Chosen Swordsman is just holding out forever. It's allowing these archers, yeah, just to get some really nasty shots into our flank. So yeah, that was a really good play there by the defenders. And these archers are just going to be such a nuisance for us because, as you can see, we are trying to put some counter fire back into them, but we're just kind of like out of that range where a couple of the guys are shooting, but for the most part, it's nothing too serious, and it's just not doing a whole lot of damage to these Koreans, at least not quickly. And yeah, as you can see here, these guys are starting to waver and just take so many casualties. And he's moving out some more Britain slingers to fire at our guys. So yeah, this has kind of become a little bit of a kill box, but we are starting to make some good headway over here, so I guess that kind of matters. And he is out of the range of the tower, so that's, once he loses this tower, it's going to become pointless to hold out here. And I think he knows that, and he should start falling back from this position, because now there's Galatian legionaries being brought up, and some Chosen Swordsmen going up on the walls. They're going to start to flank around here, so trying to put pressure where we can. That'll definitely help you as an attacker, putting pressure at just everywhere you possibly can. It'll spread the defenders out a little bit and make them have to micro and just send troops away from the front lines. Let's see how effective that is. As of yet, though, nothing coming in over on this side. But yeah, this Libyan infantry is final. Its days are final here. It's gonna not win against some Galatian legionaries supported with Celtic warriors and Galatian swords. But more support should be sent up here. Some more Galatian swords or something. Definitely need to get some more guys in there because this is a big break. If we can, get pushing over here, then and just capture his tower, it just kind of puts them into a rough situation where they're going to have to fall back to these inner choke points or just take casualties to this tower that aren't really necessary. But yeah, only one unit of Chosen Sword lost at this point, and he's actually pushing us back here, which is not good at all. And oh, by the way, the rules for this is a 1-1-4, so 1 art, 1 pike, and 4 range, but pike stacking is allowed. So in the future, if you do see pike stacking, don't get angry or anything, it is allowed, it's clean. So yeah, just a little bit of a heads up. Still nothing on this side. He did have his general over here, but he's not going to commit him yet because he doesn't really see the rest of the army. So he doesn't want to just commit him into a situation where we're just going to get like skirmished down or something. So yeah, just putting some pressure there with his general and just making sure that we're just keeping an eye over there and making sure it just doesn't go bad, I guess. Over here, finally, these Libyan infantry are breaking with the support of some Gallic hunters, I would assume. See, if they are Gallic hunters, they're probably going to be positioned right here. Nope, some Syrians being fired right up over into the backs. Yep, these Libyan infantry are killed off. But he just has a ton of like Iberian swords being thrown in as well. These guys are just throwing in their jabbies and then charging in. Very, very good use of Iberian swords. A little bit blobbed up, but it doesn't really matter. These guys have thrown a lot of their jabbies, so they've gotten their worth. Let's see how many kills they have. 90 and 14, 91. So yeah, overall really solid kills. They'll do okay against Glacial Legionaries. They definitely won't win though, so it's definitely not something he wants to just lose to, because he will eventually lose there. Iberian Swords versus Glacial Legionaries, that's only just a delaying factor. Finally, some good shots being put into these Korean archers after just for what seems to forever of just fiddling with some angles here. Getting into these Koreans, not really doing a whole lot of damage, bringing them down 10 guys. But yeah, his Koreans are just kind of very blobbed up here. Oh, just getting some slingers as well. So that's definitely a good blob to target with the Syrian heavy arch. Nope, no, I said it. It's just Syrian archers for Galatia. Over here, we are starting to see a little bit more of the Epirus army. 2 units of Italian swords and a unit of Thuria spears starting to push up the siege equipment over here. Because now we have the Arverni player. He did send some troops down this wall, and he was getting kind of ripped up by Balearic slingers. So he brought him down here, and he's just kind of waiting for the Epirus player to push up with the. I'm referencing myself in the third person. I am, like I said, I am playing as Epirus, so I'm gonna be pushing up some siege equipment there. But I was a little bit slow to do it, so that was kind of my bad. And yep, over here I actually just positioned my whole army at this point right over there. I just hit them in the trees, and it was entirely just a diversion force. So 4 units of Illyrian levies, and it was not meant to kill anybody. It was just meant to draw the Bowie Eye player over here. But I think he kind of realized that, and you can see he's started to pull back a lot of his units at this point. Well, basically everything. And so maybe it wasn't that successful, but it was at least a good attempt. A little bit of a play right there, but like I said, nothing too successful. Just now we just have a huge attack going over here, and we're starting to get a good foothold. So we figured it was just a good time to just start charging in. We are starting to see some of the attacking cav as well. I did miss this, a unit of light horse, and some chosen swords, not chosen swords, Oathsworn starting to reveal themselves as well. I think this is really all this is all the attackers have. So what we can see is what's left of the attackers and defenders. So yeah, still great, really long amount of time left in this battle. So very to the action. It's going to be very grindy, because this settlement, if you're going to attack from just one area, it's bound to be just very grindy, and just a couple choke points being just men just throwing themselves at each other. But I mean, that's total war for you. There's some situations where it's good to just do an all-out attack, like along like a huge wall, or some situations as well it can be good to do a consolidated attack. And this is one of the times where it might be okay to do that, but at the same time you could argue that it's better to just attack along all the walls. But it worked out. We have a foothold, and we're able to get our archers in. He's using some ammo on these Iberian swords. Probably should wait for a better target. I know these guys have light armor, but still, Iberian swordsmen, they're cheap, and their real big value is their javelins. And since they don't have any javies, they're not going to be of much use, and now they're just being killed. So I mean, it just took a couple archer volleys, but still, probably would be better off just saving his ammo. I am going to be moving up some Rhodian slingers up onto this wall to help push back the attackers even more, to make sure that we really do have an area secured here. And his Iberian swords are starting to break as well, so yeah. The assault is being pushed over here. We have some Thuria spears being thrown into these not Iberian slingers, Balearic slingers. There is a little bit of a gap here. Yeah, I am going to try to utilize that gap as much as possible. Just going to snake through that, barely getting through, and going to be able to get into these Balearic slingers and catch them in combat. And slingers in combat, they'll die fairly quickly. They're down to 112, and that's partly due to skirmish fire though. So every guy we can kill there, we're saving at just a couple lives. This flank will not hold though. Italian swords versus Libyan infantry, 100% going to be going in favor of the Italian swordsmen. Not Italian swordsmen, Libyan infantry. And same up here. Libyan infantry will win against the Italian swords very easily. But this is really just like another thing to take away pressure from this main fight, because we are starting to make good headway, and the more we can make as soon as possible, the better. Oh, some painted ones being charged up. Maybe a little bit too premature, because we still have a lot of skirmish force, and normally you want to push up painted ones once the javelins and archery ammo is kind of running out. But they still have a fair amount here, so he's just getting skirmished down. He's not really going to be able to do a whole lot of these painted ones. 33 kills, and they cost like 6 something, so yeah, not very good, but not terrible either. I mean, they're not overly expensive, so I guess it's not a huge loss. But, oh yeah, these Syrian archers just ripping into these Cretans. Very nice volleys coming in there. Oh geez, yeah. So that's going to force the defenders to push back with their skirmishers, and so that's just another step of making sure that we have complete dominance of this area. So yeah, he did move up some Britain slingers up into this wall here, because we were trying to move our archers around to fire into the flanks of these chosen swords holding right here. But an easy counter to this is moving up an archer unit to the opposite angle of the slingers up on the wall. So that's what I'm going to be doing with these Korean archers right here. I'm going to move them up right here and just get some shots off into these Britain slingers. And he's also just firing in with his Syrian archers. Dang, I'm having trouble with the different archer units. And that's immediately just going to push him off the wall. Not taking too many casualties, but yeah, it could have been worse. And this is not good. Britain slingers ripping into those Gallic hunters. If I was the Galatian player, I'd probably line up my archers like right here so that they're going to be out of range, not out of the arc of fire of the slingers, then fire over the buildings and getting into these slingers, and it'd force these slingers to fall back. But yeah, I mean, either way, they're basically just getting kills against like units like Galatian swords and Gallic hunters at this point. But if these guys are out of ammo, so that's good. I was about to say, if he's pushing up his unit that has ammo, he's gonna wanna rethink that. But I think for the most part, Galatia is out of ammo. 180, 35. What happened to that unit? And 155. So yeah, pretty good, solid kills there with the archers. And we do have a unit of pikemen moving up as well. There is some breaking here from the front line. I don't know. Is that a push through? That might have been a minor. We are getting a little bit of lag. That might have been a minor push through, but this unit is breaking. I mean, it's coming back. I don't know. The unit kind of seems to be more focused on this flank, so I am still engaging him. I wouldn't really consider that a push through, but it might have been. So let me know in the comments below if you do consider that a push through. Like I said, that was kind of a close one. So I can't really say whether that was a complete push through or not, but that unit ended up breaking really soon either way, so I guess it's not a huge deal. And we're just being committed by some chosen swordsmen, so we are going to start pushing up some pikes, and there's nothing that they can do about this. These slingers won't really have a good arc onto these guys, and these pikes will just be able to push back these chosen swords. If he doesn't push them back, they're going to die very quickly. He is able to get a jabby volley off somehow, point blank, while engaged. I wish my guys would do that, but of course they won't. Carthage did bring his general around here, and he's starting to get into the backs of our guys. But we have been cleaned up over here. I mean, there's not really much hope. There's kind of, a little bit of an element of surprise, but not really much of anything to be done about that. So, good job there by the defenders in cleaning that up pretty well. But, it just continues to putting the pressure down here. Some slingers, yeah, the slingers are up on the wall, but they don't really have any good shot. Galatian legionaries should be enough to really push this back. I think they do beat sword followers and noble fighters. They definitely don't beat those, but with enough numbers, they will beat those guys pretty fairly. These guys do look really cool. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Sorry guys, something a little bit of technical difficulties there. Whenever I take a screenshot, it just does that while I'm recording. So I'll just edit that out and just, clip it back together. But yeah, sorry about that. A little bit inconvenient, but it's not going to affect you guys too much. I'll just have to edit it out. But yeah, just continuing to push back the defenders. At this point, they're just going to have to fall back completely here to this choke point, and this choke point right here. That's really going to be... that's really their only options, because if they continue to hold at this gatehouse, the pikes will be enough to push them back. So yeah, we are starting to push them back a little bit. We are starting to run fairly low in guys, and the defenders still have a fresh Bowie eye. And Iceni still has some good health to him, and so does Carthage. He still has his archers, which they're going to continue to, be a pain to us during this battle. Wait, is this a unit of, no, this unit of Celtic Bowmen. I thought maybe it was a unit of Slingers. They were getting some good shots into the flank of this Legionary, but not anymore. And Balearic Slingers, what are they firing at? Some Galatian Legionaries that are routed. Yeah, you probably should change target with these guys, probably go after these Galatian Legionaries right here. He could start doing some pretty good damage because, as we know, Balearic Slingers just shred through armored units. Galatian Legionaries, I believe they're 75 armor. Yeah, so Balearics will be able to do a lot of damage, even to the front of these guys. They might even do more damage to the front because of the shield value as well. I think shield technically counts as an armor value. Continuing just pushing the assault against the Iceni. Don't really want to give him any chance to, you know, really form up. And Oathsworn will be able to beat back some Chosen Swordsmen, especially with the support of these Italian swords as well. So Levy Freeman back here throwing into some jabbies. They don't really have a good shot here, so they won't get a lot of kills. But once maybe the Chosen Swords pull back, they'll get some good jabby volleys in. But not so far. Nothing really good happening there. Some Britain Slingers. That would be crazy if these guys were Balearic Slingers. But I think these guys are just racked up. Yeah, 236 kills, 186, a 7, nothing too great, and 6. But 236 kills with Britain Slingers. That was just absolutely annoying. And it felt very satisfying to finally be killing them off. And he's just kind of blobbing them up at this point. He definitely does not want to do that. These guys will die very quickly. Just a couple archer volleys with Cretans if they're this blobbed up. And yeah, one unit already starting to rout. And yeah, definitely get those guys out of there. So we are starting to get amassing some of our forces over here to get a good push going. Well, we're going to need a lot of support from Oathsworn and Pikemen, and Thurio Spears as well is going to be very useful in pushing through there. But yeah, Galatia has pushed back the defenders over here. Very good job there. He still has a fair amount of legionaries as well. I haven't committed the Samnite warriors, and I have a unit of Peltis, but my army was very skirmisher focused. I had 3 Cretans and a Rhodian. I was hoping I could do some pretty good damage there with my archers. That was kind of the goal here. But he's effectively created a kill box, so kind of walked from one kill box into another kill box. The goal here is to have them commit into each flank, and basically they'll be met with just a spam of jabbies as well, and you can even get some good archer fire coming down. So yeah, trust me, this is a pretty good kill box. It just doesn't seem like it. And how is this unit hidden? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it was saying that unit was hidden when it was just right in front of my guys. It's just something that's my luck, I guess. My Levy Pikemen are getting targeted, so I'm probably going to want to retreat them back. No point of having them take needless casualties. And they're of course going to march away in fashion, because why not? Expose their flanks a little bit longer, because that's what we really need. And he is going to charge in. He does not want these Thurio Spears to sit back and throw their jabbies in, so he's going to charge in with some Chosen Swordsman and Levy Freeman. Honestly, the Thurio Spears mixed with the Italian swords should be able to win that fight, even with support of Chosen Swordman, especially if they can get around the flank and throw their jabbies. But here, I'm just going to disengage with these Italian swords and get into these Britain Slingers. I almost call them Balearic Slingers again there. I apologize. I don't really know why I'm wanting to do that so bad, but it's just something that I think I just need to say. I have no real explanation. And this unit of Italian swords is pretty much screwed. Charged by heroic nobles, and they're probably going to be flanked as well by his sword followers. The Oathsworn are being committed here against heroic nobles, being jabby down the flank and being exhausted isn't going to go well for them. So they probably, even though Oathsworn do outclass heroic nobles, I believe, they won't be able to win this fight in the end. But maybe if they get some more support, they'll be able to do a little bit better. That's a big maybe. They're probably just going to lose that fight overall. And you're going to disengage a little bit, kind of get them into a little bit of a box here. He's going to engage one side and throw some jabbies with the other Thurio Spear. But this is just kind of chaotic at this point. No real battle line, just kind of everywhere. And now these Oathsworn are being surrounded and losing a lot of numbers very quickly. I think thanks to these Cretan archers again, who are continually to fire, which is ridiculous. These guys seem to have been firing all game. And I think this is a fresh unit. Nope, no, it has 100 kills, so it's not a fresh unit. But still, it was annoying. Yeah, we are able to break a unit of Levy Freeman here, but that's nothing to really brag about. Levy Freeman not very good. And over on these fronts, we are starting to push up over here, but not pushing up over here as much, because this is much more of a, I've been referencing a lot, but much more of a kill box. You know, throw some jabbies with these guys from the flank, and throw some jabbies here. And they have some Balearic Slingers up here that'll be able to just absolutely rip into the guys. So I'm gonna want to avoid attacking that at all costs. Jeez, English is very hard, it seems to be. But yeah, we are starting to break them a little bit, but they are breaking us, so it's kind of an even trade. And he's absolutely focusing down my Levy Pikemen, so we're gonna want to get them out of here. What's he doing that with? Oh, of course, the Cretan Archers. What other could it have been? He still has ammo, that's the thing. He's got 2 units of Cretans back here and a unit of Balearics up here. Just seems like the archers were just non-stop this battle. I mean, I guess I could go for both sides, as our archers were doing pretty good work as well. Sam Knights here being committed against Celtic Warriors. Probably not the ideal target for Sam Knights, but they'll be able to win this fight. They'll take some casualties, but an ideal target is honestly Sword Followers. Sam Knights should be able to win that, and they'll get a good value out of them. So yeah, gonna want to probably pull these guys back and let them engage against Galatian swords, which will single-handedly beat back these Celtics very quickly. And yeah, I think we broke a unit of, what was that, Chosen Swords there. He's gonna charge up another unit of Chosen Swordmen. Gonna put that Thurio Spear into square formation, then just continue to throw jabbies with these guys, I hope. Yeah, gonna get into the flank of these Sword Followers. Or maybe not. You know, just a little bit of maybe not. And some Celtic Warriors, yes, just throwing some jabbies in with these Galatian swords. That's the right thing to do there. And more Cretan Archers and Rhodian Slinger Fire going down into the Carthage Archers, which are finally falling back after what seems like forever. And what do you know, Bowie Eye still has all 4 of his archers, I believe. Wait, all 4, maybe not. Oh, yeah, he has a unit of archers over here. So the defenders were doing a phenomenal job in saving their ammo and conserving their archers, which was, I mean, props to them. That was very, very good play. And there is a unit of Light Horse that is able to kind of break through here. They're going to be able to kind of sneak through here. I mean, it's not really, there's a little bit of a push through kind of occurring there, but for the most part, they were able to get alongside there. And what this is really going to do is just cause disruption in the enemy, and just kind of, yeah, just chaos. Whenever you can create chaos in the defense or on the attack, it's definitely a good thing. And now he's going to try to get into these slingers, and now he's focused on killing this cav, and he's not so much focused on this front line, so we're going to be able to kind of push through this front line and kind of catch him off guard. And he only has 2 units supporting here, and there's a gap here that the Thurio Spears can get through, and he's engaging pikemen from the front with these heroic nobles. So yeah, not very good, and this is going to be probably enough to help us start to push through here. But my Thurio Spears are starting to break, going to the back of these Sword Followers, and we have some Sam Knights here being committed against these Sword Followers. I'm pretty sure Sam Knights will win. I'm actually not entirely sure, but I think I think very much they'll win. Carthage's general was caught out here by Cappadocian cavalry, and they were charged, so they will not do very well. They're probably going to win that battle overall, just because they are a superior cav unit and they have support of the arrow tower. But I'm also going to be sending around my general to try to get into this Carthage gen, but he's going to pull back into the city, so nice play there. Don't want to lose his general too early on. And yeah, they actually kind of broke us here. He brought up a unit of Sword Followers and just probably unloaded with some jabbies into his Galatian swords. But yeah, so he has this kind of under control, but at the same time we are starting to push up, so he's got some Oathsworn being following close behind. Both sides are running fairly low on men. Balance of power is dead even almost, so this is really anyone's game at this point. Just depends on who's just going to outplay the other person. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the battle as of so far, because I know I am. Very, very fun battle, and just not really a whole lot of breaks, and the ending is very crazy as well, so I think you guys will enjoy that. And it gets very, very close. Sword Follower, I think this is 3 units of Sword Followers. And, oh, okay, so the Noble Horse General from Arverni was able to find a gap and charge into these Celtic Warriors. He's gonna fall back with his Celtic Bowman because he's probably afraid of him kind of getting through into these guys. Well, or maybe just the fact that they're getting skirmished down by Korean archers. That might also be it. Some third spears being committed against heroic nobles. Heroic nobles will clean that fight up absolutely. And more noble horse just kind of, okay, he was going to commit against his Celtic warriors, but now he is not going to. And we're kind of dying out over here. There's not really a whole lot of steam going for us at this point. Definitely need to send more reserves over to this point. But right now we're just kind of focused on breaking through areas like this. And these Balearic slingers up here are going to rack up a ton of kills against these guys. We need to figure out a way to kill these guys, and quickly. They're only up to 85 kills so far, but they have the height advantage, and I believe that skirmishers, while they're on high ground, they do get an increased damage to their skirmish abilities. So that will just absolutely rip through these Galatian legionaries, just dropping so quickly. So yeah, definitely want to take care of this unit as quick as possible. And now that he's kind of pushing up with Oathsworn and his noble horse general, he is going to start to put up a little bit more pressure here. Yeah, Galatia kind of got through with his general as well, getting into these guys. And yeah, his sword followers are breaking here, and Oathsworn putting pressure, so they are going to fall back to these choke points as well. So I mean, it's just kind of like a trade. We go from one kill box to the other. So just a really good job from the defenders here, and just holding on to everything and reserving their most important unit for the last 3 units of these Oathsworn. Well, one of them's being committed now, but for the most part, just a couple units of Oathsworn being at the, held on to at this point. Balance of power is in a little bit in favor of the attackers. That can mean anything. It's not factoring in the fact that there's 3 units of Oathsworn and we have 1 unit of Oathsworn. That's going to be a huge factor into this battle. Oathsworn just being a crazy good unit. We did manage to push the units of slingers off of this little tower church thing. I don't really know what to call it. The thing about this is you think that it will give you a lot of cover, but it really doesn't. It's just like sitting units up onto a high ground. These fenced things don't really do a whole lot for you. Maybe we can see here from these Celtic bowmen. Yeah, probably dying quicker than they would have when in just like a normal skirmish. So yeah, it looks like it would probably protect you, but trust me, it does not protect you that well at all. It might even do worse for you. Some Korean archers, I think they're out of ammo, so it's not even worth firing into them unless these guys are out. No, they still have ammo. How many kills do they have? 285 and 181. So doing okay there. Not the best, but I mean 285 is pretty good. But 181 is not that great. Some Oathsworn being shot in the flank here with these Gallic hunters. I definitely see what he's trying to do here. The more Oathsworn he can kill, the better. But these guys are going to fall back, so good play there. I definitely won't want to be losing Oathsworn too much here. And he's going to create a little bit of a kill box. Once again, just forming these kill box wherever and whenever he can. Is he going to get any more? Yeah, Oathsworn are just really good unit. Not only are they fantastic in melee, they're resistant against archer fire. So killing these guys from a range, it needed to be done from a position like this. You line up some Cretans right here or something, or Gallics, and fire into the backs of these Oathsworn. The unshielded backs. Or the unshielded flank of the backs, is what I guess I was trying to say. But we are eventually going to need to start putting pressure over here. We can't just not attack this position, and we should be doing that very, very soon. But yeah, we're starting to like really die over here. We got 1 unit of Oathsworn, some pikemen being pushed up against 2 units of heroic nobles and 2 units of Oathsworn in reserve. That's just really going to be the big problem here. Really good flanking shots coming in from these Gallic hunters. But they're just going to be out-skirmished by these Celtic bowmen. Well, not out-skirmished, because Gallic hunters are a better bow unit, but outnumbered, definitely. But they did manage to do quite a bit of damage to their sword followers, so that is good. But there does come a point where you do just have to kind of go into these choke point areas where you're going to take a lot of casualties, but you just need to do it. And if you're not going to push in, you're not going to win. You're just going to sit there and take casualties. That's not the way to do it. You have to just kind of go in and just kind of, you know, put pressure on them. You can't just let them sit here and keep your guys back while the other flanks are slowly dying off. So yeah, that's kind of the mindset, and we will start to push in there. Push starting to come in over here as well. Some Royal Peltists engaging against his Libyan infantry. Royal Peltists should be able to win that, and Sam Knights engaging against Sword Followers. Sword Followers should be able to win that. So that is a fight that's going to be going in our favor. But support of this tower, just like an MG going into these guys. Towers are just such a good unit. Not unit, natural, not natural, given defense to the defenders. There we go. You want to utilize that as much as you can as a defender. And they're doing a very good job there. That's the perfect position. They got nice range and stuff, so really good job there from the defenders. So we are starting to engage into this place. We're not going to win this. Unit of Sam Knights going up against a unit of Oathsworn. That's heavily in favor of the Oathsworn. Some Glacian Legionaries will be able to break through the Sword Followers, but now they're going to be charging a flank by more Oathsworn and some more Oathsworn in reserve. So yeah, not looking too good. It's very just depleted troops going at it at this point. It's really going to come down to if we can break through this formation in enough time to start wrapping around the flank over here. And so if we can kill off this unit of Oathsworn, then we can start wrapping around these Oathsworn. But defenders are they're just holding, and they're just doing so good at that. And so it's just going to come down to it's either time or just we kill each other to death. And so far it's just been a lot of killing. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this battle as well. So definitely very fun. More Celtic Bowmen's getting some shots down to these Glacian Legionaries. You see a few shots here and there, but I think for the most part they're out of ammo. How many kills they get? 55, 170, 104. What is he firing into? I think he's getting into the backs of these Royal Peltists. Yeah, down to 48, only 108 kills. Definitely not worth it. Definitely doing a really good job in killing down these Peltists. It was just supportive. I think that the Peltists should have engaged against the Sword Followers, and Sam Knights with the more armor should have engaged against the Libyan infantry. And we're charging in over here as well, just with our cav, to put pressure on these guys and make sure you can't fold them back, and to try to break through as well. We're going to pursue with these Sam Knights to try to catch the retreating defenders, because they did fall back to this position right here. But we're gonna try to clean up this unit of Libyan infantry and go over here and support against this cav fight. But yeah, he's just getting some cycle charges off with his general into this heroic noble. That's really all he can do, because as you can see, he has a unit of Oathsworn. He's waiting for it to kind of gain its stamina back. So at the most part, we don't really have a whole lot of infantry left. We have a unit of 66 Levy Pikemen and one unit of Oathsworn. And over here, we're just slowly dying in the meat grinder. 82 versus 104, 114. Yeah, Glacian Legionary is dying very quickly to these Oathsworn and Sword Followers. And there's still a full unit of Oathsworn. That's the scary part. Oathsworn are just very nasty. He did manage to get this unit of Cappadocian Cavan. Not really sure how he did that. That's kind of... but this unit is very depleted. Maybe he just kind of went through there. But this unit of Libyan infantry needs a break. Then we can get my general in there and kind of go around everything. Because we need to start putting pressure on them in the rear. Obviously engaging them from the front is not working too well. Yeah, we have some Glacian Legionaries here breaking. That is a bad sight, because now all we have left is the unit of Sam Knights holding here. And we're engaging our last unit of Oathsworn and our pikemen over to this front against the heroic nobles. And these archers still have ammo, so they're just going to be able to kill off what's left of our pikemen, which is really annoying, because, you know, you're trying to save your pikes for the late game. But yeah, he's just continuing to save ammo, so well done for him. That was a really good job in just conserving your ammo and using your tools wisely. So for the most part, we are winning on this flank, and we're going to start to put more and more pressure around here. And they have like a unit of depleted noble cavalry, sorry, that will be able to stop us, but that's not going to really be enough. And yeah, who would win this? Heroic nobles versus Oathsworn. But the Oathsworn are just much more depleted, even though heroic nobles are slightly worse. I think the fact that the Oathsworn are just more depleted, they'll be able to take that fight pretty steadily. And it's come down to really just archers having to be committed to the front lines for us. All we really have left is cav at this point. And I mean, we have some good cav as well. Hellenic Royal Guard. No, Hellenic Royal Cavalry. Definitely not Hellenic Royal Guard. That's the pike unit, if you do not know. We have some Sam Knights left. Another unit of Noble Horse. And Arverni got his noble horse behind the enemy lines. I didn't really see where he did this at, so I'm not entirely sure. But he's gonna be able to get a really good charge off into these slingers right here. Definitely be able to kill these guys, and he's having to turn his Oathsworn around and get into these noble horse. So that's gonna take away pressure from over here, which Bohai is starting to charge in with his sword followers, and he's getting into these running slingers, which are out of ammo. But these Sam Knights are just gonna be able to go around and try to kind of pin in these sword followers. So he definitely needs to get his sword followers out of there as quickly as possible. And the my cav is starting to get around, but he's doing the right thing here, and he's just retreating. There's no point in just holding all these choke points when you can just retreat to a hilly position where, well, and also this is a big deal. Arverni did manage to get his general around, and he's going to be able to capture the victory point if the defenders don't get their guys back soon enough. And this was annoying. You couldn't really avoid this unit, and he's just going to charge up one unit of heroic nobles to kind of pin down these guys, but it's not really going to be enough. And this is kind of ping-ponging off these guys, breaking those Balearic Slingers, and now getting a rear charge into these Oathsworn right here. Going to drop them very much there. But he still has a unit of Iceni heroic nobles that will be able to cut through this cav if I don't get it out of there in enough time. His noble horse over here as well is doing some pretty nice work. But he did manage to get a really nasty jabby volley into these Hellenic Royal Cavalry, so that's definitely not good there at all. Some more Sam Knights coming into these sword followers. They'll be able to win that. And Bohai probably should get his general out of there. He's going to be surrounded if he does not, but he probably honestly could fight his way out of that. Oathsworn are just such a stupid unit. Stupid in a good way, as they're just so good. And they'll be able to cut through. There's not much units that can really beat Oathsworn in hand-to-hand combat. We did manage to get a nice charge into these heroic nobles here. So for the most part, Iceni is gone, and Carthage is also, yep, other than wall artillery, Carthage is gone. And all the attackers are still alive, but just by like a thread. There's not really much left, and Bohai is really all that's left for the defenders. But it's 3 units of Oathsworn, so thankfully for him, he's got probably one of the worst units for us to be dealing with on the battlefield right now. The worst unit would have been pikemen, which he did not bring any pikes. Well, this could be a really good downhill charge, but of course they roam 2. They did not get a good charge, and now that kind of sucks because that could have potentially just flattened this unit of Oathsworn. But instead, Rome 2 decided not to render that charge very well, and he just kind of got away with a lot of maybe like it could have been really bad. But I did lose my general here at this point. He kind of just over-engaged at these Oathsworn, and they managed to cut him down very, very quickly. I don't know why it is starting to lag a little bit. It wasn't like this the whole battle. Now it's just starting to get a little bit framey, like starting to freeze up every once in a while. He is kind of cycle charging here, delaying as much as possible, because at this point the victory point is ours. So if we can keep them off of this for 150 seconds, then we win. But his Oathsworn are right here, so there's the chances of us doing that are very slim to nothing. But it's come down to really just the smallest amount at this point. We're going to be able to break through the Iceni general here very quickly, a unit of 31 heroic nobles, and just some more routing units, some Levy Freeman over here, not going to really be able to do much if they are brought up to the main fight, which he is bringing them up. But yeah, just continuing getting some cycle charges here, and getting charged in and just quickly disengaging. And, you know, the more Oathsworn we can kill, the better, but every charge is taking its own toll. You know, losing 1 or 2 horses per charge. That killed a lot more horses than Oathsworn on that charge, which is, I mean, I get they're a heavy unit, but dang, really? That's just, like, I don't know, it's not good. And that was a really nice charge into these Oathsworn here. How much are they going to lose in that one? Only like a couple guys. Okay, I expect them to lose a lot more. They probably lost like 10 guys on that charge. And okay, he isn't going to lose too much. And the noble horse are just disengaging. I probably should get these noble horse out of here. Maybe you can get them like behind the enemy and start getting some good rear charges. But Arverni's going to go back in for another charge here. Is he going to be able to... He's going to do a really nice flanking charge. And he's probably going to be able to These guys are not breaking yet, and he just can't stay in combat for really long because these guys will die very, very quickly. And every guy he loses, the worse it looks for us. But at this point, balance of power is very much in the favor of the defenders. There's just not really a whole lot we can do. The 3 units of Oathsworn are going to be more than enough to deal with this final little attack here. We got like 1 unit of Levy Freeman with 54 guys in it, a unit of 80 Sam Knight Warriors, and some Rhodian Slingers. That's not going to be enough to deal with this massive amount of Oathsworn. And the Glacier General is starting to rout there. And once they rout, I bet these Levy Freemen won't even make it to the front line. And our Vernies is down to 16 guys. We need a full unit of Noble Horse or Hellenic Rural Cavalry to deal with the what's left of these Oathsworn, and that's just not going to be the case for us. Just very, very close though. I mean, a unit of Sam Knight Warriors, Rhodian Slingers, and Noble Horse down to 3 units of Oathsworn and a routing unit of Celtic Bowmen that came back. So yeah, it's just such a good battle. Very, very chaotic in these outer streets. Just look back at the mass amount of death that happened here. Look at this. That is just nasty. Yeah, looking back at all this, there you can tell that this was a good fight just by looking at all the dead bodies. So yeah, really good defense there. Definitely a really, really good job. And I think Veni Vidi Vici will do very good in the tournament. Definitely a good team. And yeah, these guys deserve a lot of credit because that was just such a good defense. Yeah, so really good job there. We actually defended against them in another match, which I will be posting tomorrow. Yeah, I probably will post that tomorrow. And yeah, they're just such a good team. So yeah, this tournament for the Coliseum is going to be very, very good. There's some really good teams in it, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. Because I honestly have no idea who's going to win it. Sometimes you got like a gut feeling of who's the most skilled, but for the most part in this tournament, there's just a bunch of just really skilled teams, and it's going to be just really, really cool to see, which team is technically the best. But I guess a lot of times in Rome too, it's based off of luck as well, depending on how good your opponent performs on that certain day. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the battle, and the last couple seconds coming in here. So yeah, what a fight there. That was such a good battle, and I really enjoyed that one. I hope you guys did as well. We'll look at the battle results here. I do apologize for that little bit of lag there that especially came at the end. Like I said, it comes with my recording software, so I'm not really sure why it's like that. So if you guys have any suggestions of how to fix that, definitely let me know. But yeah, some really good stats here. All the defenders getting over 2,000 kills. Definitely really, really, really good. Thanos Patrick getting 2,327. His heroic number was 245. Wow, 192 and 239 with his Britain Slingers, 261 and 220. Yeah, it's just really good overall kills there for Mycenae. Steve, I believe he was, he was Carthage. I mean, just looking at his emblem, he did really good as well. Some Italian swords getting 105, that's pretty good. Libyan infantry almost getting 300 kills, and his archers is doing absolutely amazing, along with his general, so really good job there. Flick's getting the most kills. That was just a really good defense there, and it looks like the quality worked out a lot better for him. His archers doing pretty well, 3 of them getting over 100. Hit all of his Oathsworn getting over, well, not this unit probably would have broke 200, but it didn't quite get there. But most of them getting over 200. And his sword followers 222, 216, 194. Celtic swords even doing really well as well. My army, I did really good with my skirmishers, 303, 201, 282, and 199. My Illyrian levies obviously didn't do too good. Italian swords not doing too great as well. My pikemen did okay, but some good kills with Thurio spears and Royal Peltist, and some of my kills on my Sam Knights were pretty good. Going over to the Big Disasters army, he's committing Glacia, maybe if it lets me do it. Yeah, his Glacian Legionnaire is doing really well. His top unit getting 172. Glacian Sword's doing pretty good, and his Archer getting 256, which is really good, and his General getting 249, which is probably the best General. I think the Bowiai General beat that by 1 kill. And going over to Legacy, he was kind of the meat shield army, so no matter why he did not get a lot of kills, but he served a really big purpose of just kind of like getting those initial breach points and pushing in there and soaking up a lot of ammo with his Celtic Warriors and Chosen Swords. So that's why he did not get that much kills, but he did a phenomenal job. Yeah, sometimes kill doesn't show how well a player played. So yeah, thank you guys for joining in the battle. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for future content, leave it in the comments down below. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.